Skill magic.
All right, welcome to Master the Game. I am Juce, and tonight we are resuming play with a new group of players. You will see here that a couple people are not with us tonight. That would be Paula, Draven, and the ghost that was never actually on the screen as an NPC. This is BECMI Keep on the Borderlands. We have Paul, and we also have O'Neill Flynn joining us. Paul is Lord Luapsor over on our Discord, and O'Neill Flynn is O'Flynn over on Discord. And then obviously we have our regulars, Peter, BN Drake, and Bill Rollstats, who is also our DM. So with that, quickly want to say thank you to Goodman Games, who sent over the Temple of Elemental Evil box set recently. If you guys have not picked that up, it's $100 through them. They had a pretty good sale not too long ago. I don't know if that's still going or not. And you can also find it on Amazon for $80. Go check out my unboxing video and you can check all that out. Review coming soon for that, hopefully. We are playing their version of Keep on the Borderlands, I believe, but Bill can explain that. So, Bill, why don't you take it away?
Sure. So, first of all, yes, Goodman Games is amazing, and all of those old school adventures revisited are amazing. We're not technically playing through that. I mean, we're playing B2. Although sure. The original B2 is included in their book as well. But those are great books.
And you do own them all.
I own every single one. Yes, they're up. You can see them. They're all right up there. So, yes, I own all of those books, including the latest one, Temple of Elemental Evil, which we're not running through, but still great. And maybe if any of these characters survive, maybe they'll make it
Sloppy
to the Temple
will.
of Elemental Evil at some point.
Sloppy has the strongest hit points of the group. All two of them.
Sure. Quality over quantity.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a thing for sure. So, without further delay, let's get kicked off, right? It's been, 10 months since we left it off. So it's been a long time, right? So even though this is technically session 7, I believe, right? We're 8. Okay, this is kind of like we're pretending like we're starting all over again, right? So you will forgive me if I give a bit of a, quick recap. It's not going to be one of my fancy stylish ones because we really don't have, this is kind of a brand new group and we're all coming together. But I will recap essentially what has happened so far. So initially our only 2 remaining party members at this point are Sloppy, Sherman Woods, and of course LBJ, who needs no introduction. They initially were part of a caravan that was really guarding some merchants that were headed towards the borderland, towards the keep, Griffin's Keep. And they were attacked along the way. They made it to the keep to find that the keep was really under siege, in essence. They were locked down, trapped in. Nobody could get in, nobody could get out, at least in terms of any trade goods, things of that nature. So they were hired essentially by Caleb Hahn, who is the prelate priest of St. Cuthbert, to go and investigate where these bandit attacks are coming from, the rise in bandit attacks, and to really just try to figure it out. And they were also they were given a pretty steep bounty. I believe it was it 15 gold pieces per nose?
How many noses did we bring back?
I believe it was 15 gold. Well, you haven't gone back yet. But I believe it was 15 gold pieces per nose. Additionally, they were sort of approached. They were also approached by Cornelius Goswin, who is the gatekeeper at Griffin Keep itself. And he made a personal plea to them to figure it out because he doesn't necessarily trust anyone at the keep at this point. He does feel that he feels that they're in it alone, and he's worried about his family. He's worried about his friends. He's worried about the inhabitants of the keep, and really whether they will survive. Along the way, the party has lost several party members, including poor Astrid Thaddeus, who was the original cleric for the group. She fell basically Sloppy's fault.
But
But
never. It's not my fault that she had weak hit points.
It was pretty much Sloppy's. It was pretty much Sloppy's fault. And then
I don't remember how.
It was. And also, so Emerald also, died along the way. He died on a lizard man mound, I believe, is where he dropped. Rosalind Freebooter, who ended up joining the group, also passed away, and the party did eventually make their way to the Caves of Chaos. They encountered some kobolds, and they made short work of the kobolds. It was actually, I was actually pretty impressed. The kobolds chased them through the woods. They ended up in a clearing. The party did pretty well. It was like 12, 13, 14 kobolds. It was something crazy. They did pretty well, made their way back to the caves, found a lone kobold there who, you could say encouraged them, you might say tricked them into entering a cave that was higher up on the cliff. As they entered the cave, or as they entered the cave, they really came upon, it was almost what appeared to be a crude throne room. There was a large throne at the other, at one end of the cave. They entered, feeling pretty sure of themselves after the round of kobold madness. At which point, and this is where we actually left off the last session, six orcs rushed down the hallway and were facing them. The party, undaunted and really sure of themselves, decided to take on these orcs. And this is not DM Fiat, like you actually did. If you watched the end of the last session, we had rolled initiative, and you were ready to go. You were all strategizing. So now this is where DM Fiat will take over, and I'll sort of narrate what happened at that fateful encounter. So as the six orcs rushed down, Alessandra, in typical savage fashion, just decimated that party. She went crazy. You watched her like a whirling dervish of death as she spun and blood flew. Aaron fell quite quickly in that encounter.
Of course he did.
Well, he was Aaron was a bit of a coward. I think that we can all admit that. And he ended up hiding towards the front of the cave entrance where you had come in. Unbeknownst to the party, they quickly from the west portion of the cave, what they didn't realize is that there were 18 orcs in that area who rushed out. And again, this is not DM Fiat, there really were, and so they rushed out. The party, again, undaunted, specifically Alessandra, bloodlust just took over, and she decided to rush that group of 18, where she was quickly felled, although she held her own quite long. The rest of the party at this point, upon seeing Alessandra essentially eviscerated by just an overwhelming mob of orcs that began to really dogpile upon her, just a writhing mass of just muscle and sinew and blood flying everywhere. The party turned tail to run. Aaron, being the first out as he was already towards the entrance, essentially took a battle axe to the throat, decapitating him. The rest of the party, as they were emerging, the last thing that you remember seeing was a cloaked figure. You can tell a cloaked figure. Couldn't really see the face because the hood was up, but you saw him moving them moving their hands as if invoking some sort of force, some magical force, and you can hear a chanting and blackness. Cut to you come to, all of you, groggy, feeling almost hungover, certainly sore. And as you blink away the sort of the sleep and the heavy just feeling of drunkenness, you see that you are in a dark room. There is one torch that is towards the entrance to this room. The room is about, you would say, 30 by 30 square, but that's very crude. It's not necessarily a square. It's carved and hewn out of stone. And along the wall, you yourselves included, you see 6 folks manacled to the walls. Your manacle, it's based on, it's sort of a 3-foot lead. The manacle actually goes around your neck. It's a 3-foot chain that is on a hook, a large iron set hook into the wall. And the manacle itself is padlocked around your neck. And again, so you see 5 other folks, including yourselves, everyone. And so what I will say is, Sloppy, immediately to your left, you see a woman, you would say approximately 20 to 30 years old. She looks in rough shape, pretty emaciated, looks like she's been here for a while. And directly to your right, you see Oren. Do you want to tell Sloppy what he sees to his right?
You see a little half man, probably about 3 foot, scruffy, dirty brown hair. Look like he's trying to grow a beard, but it's just very patchy, like your first beard when you turn 13. Raggedy clothes. Look like he's been there for half a minute. Sort of tannish looking skin. Kind of looks a little built for such a small man. He's quite wiry. And big feet that are hairy.
And to your right, Oren, you see LBJ, and LBJ directly to your right, you see Keanu. Do you want to tell LBJ what he sees?
She's a nice, just really scruffy looking dwarf. Look like he's been out and left in the cold. Just dark. He doesn't know where he's at. He's just kind of confused and just bewildered. It's like, whoa, man, whoa.
Nice. And to Keanu, to your right, you see a man, again, approximately 20 to 30 years old, dirty, really rags for clothing. I wouldn't even really call them clothing. It's almost really all that he has left is a loincloth, and you can see deep bruising all over his chest, as well as some pretty deep gashes. He almost looks unconscious, or at least dazed. And directly to his right is another, a very young female, human, looks to be maybe, mid to late teens. And she has vomit all down her front, is also deeply bruised. No one in here looks to be in very good shape. What do you do?
You said that the manacle's around our neck?
The manacle is around your neck. It's 2.5 to 3 foot lead, so think a chain, that is connected to a strong iron ring that is driven directly into the stone of the cavern.
How much? How long is it?
It's long, 2 to 3 feet. It's long enough to where if you were to kneel down, you could try to get some sleep, and that is really the position that you find yourself in now, on your knees. You can't fully lay down, but you could, you can kneel down and sort of lean against the wall to rest, which is what the 2 women and the man are doing. I don't know what you guys are doing.
How far away from us, like how far apart are we? Like, can we get over to each other?
Yeah, so you're within. So you're within like shoulders distance. So if you held out your arms, you could touch the next person.
Okay. Well, maybe not the halfling because he's a little short. So
Well,
I'd have to like
you can
bend
touch
over.
the top of his head. Yeah, right.
Good boy.
Yeah, sometimes.
I'll try not to make all the jokes about that. Are there any loose rocks around or anything?
Yeah, so there are. There's foodstuffs, like old moldering bones. There's like some stones. Nothing really larger than say nothing larger than say a thumb, right?
Gotcha.
But there's like loose stone around the ground. The smell of just body odor, sort of sweat and blood and vomit, and to be honest with you, feces is so strong. It's almost overwhelming. It's thick in the air.
Are LBJ and are we injured at all?
So you and LBJ are not injured, although you do feel a bit groggy. You don't notice any. There are no bruises. You don't feel any pain that you see on the other folks. The other folks look like they've been here for quite a bit longer than you have. And when I say the other folks, I'm not referring to Oron and Keanu. All of you look to be like freshly here. But I would say that the other man, the human, and the two females look like they've been here for a while. And you would guess that based on their emaciated sort of state, right? They look like they haven't eaten in a while.
Okay.
So in terms
LBJ.
of food stuff, so I'm guessing that it's just like we get gruel. There's like no bones or anything, right?
Yeah. Well, you haven't been fed yet. So you really don't know even if you are being fed. There are some bones around there are some sort of moldering bones that look like they've maybe been chewed upon. Your guess as to whether that's somebody a person chewing on them or something else, right?
Okay. LBJ, you awake?
I think I blacked out.
Yeah, you probably drank too much. Carrying that cup around everywhere that you had.
This smells like a family reunion.
I don't want to know about what your family does. Do you got any wiggle room? Are you able to get the thing off your neck?
I don't know. Is that a good idea?
I would think so. Looking around at what's going on around here, we need to get out of here.
You hear the woman, the woman that is next to you, Sloppy. You hear her begin to softly moan.
You all right?
So she looks up at you and she gives you what can best be described as a 1,000-yard stare, almost as if she's looking through you, past you, staring almost into her own memories, as opposed to looking at you. And it's almost like reality snaps in as she's staring through you, and it's a recognition that it's a human face, and she begins to cry and
keep it down, keep it down,
and says, "We have to get out of here. You have no idea how horrible it is."
Yeah, we're working on it. I mean, do you have any fingernails or something you can like pry off your finger? We'll pick the locks with that.
She at that she just begins to sob uncontrollably.
Sloppy, is that you get married in here? I didn't know it.
No, not at all. LBJ, why are you always trying to get me married?
You seem like the type.
No, I'm not the type. I don't ever want to settle down. I'm about that adventuring life.
The man who is to the right of you, Keanu, sort of raises his head, again, as if coming out of a stupor or a daze, and looks at you and says, "It gets worse at night. We have to hurry. We have to hurry."
How do you know if it's day or night?
Oh. So,
Are
no
you
one.
asking? Sorry.
Go ahead, Keanu.
What happens?
They come at night. It's fun for them.
They mostly come out at night.
Mostly.
Freaks come out at night.
No,
Whoa.
wrong quote.
Who-
That's a Newt quote.
So, does anybody know what time of day it is?
You can tell by the smell.
I smell, dude. I smell a lot of things, bro.
You can tell by the smell. Breathe in deep. You can tell by the smell. They're cooking now. They'll be here soon.
So they bring food. That sounds like a win.
I could use some food. I'm hungry.
You don't understand. And then with that, the younger woman who is on the other side of the guy that you're speaking with, she begins to like softly sob.
What's going on? What happened?
They're coming soon. They're coming soon.
Wow.
And you hear the best I can describe it is sort of it's almost a cackling. It's like a cackling, kiking, yipping sound.
Like the kobolds we heard before?
No, much
Or the
deeper.
dogs or whatever?
Much deeper than that. But it chills your it chills your spine. It sounds almost intelligent.
How far away does it sound like it is?
It's hard to tell because it echoes off of the cavern walls. You can definitely tell that it is coming from the west. It's hard for you to gauge direction in the room, but the where the torch is, you can tell it's sort of coming down from that corridor.
So I want to try. I'm pretty athletic. I want to try to like twist myself around, like kind of like do like flips or like whatever I can to kind of start twisting the chain.
Okay.
To hopefully break it.
Okay. So,
like kind of like using my feet on the wall to kind of leverage, kind of jumping and twisting as much as I can to.
For sure. So.
And if I have to kick the woman next to me to do it, then so be it.
And I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to leave it to you. Whether. So that could be a dex check, right? Or that could be a strength check. I'm going to leave it to you to which you're trying to do. In other words, are you trying to pull against it, or are you?
No, I'm trying to twist it.
Yeah, for sure.
And hoping that maybe a link in it is kind of weak.
Not a bad idea.
That was not the best. Wait, I got to roll under, right?
You got to roll under, buddy.
Then
Yep.
I just rolled the greatest roll of my life because
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Dang.
I love
So, you managed to. I believe you.
I know I was honoring my dice. Never thought a 1 would be great.
you through like some acrobatic feats. You're sort of doing these backflips. You managed to kink it, and you hear kind of like a snapping, but you don't. You're not. The chain is still there. You've kinked the chain, and it has now shortened. So the chain itself it's not really free for like it doesn't move like a chain anymore. It's now like the kinked. You've tightened it up, but it's still holding. You don't you are not free. So
okay.
How are the chains connected to the wall? Like just through like a piton through a hole?
Yeah,
or?
it's essentially a iron ring. So think, like, and it's driven into the cavern wall itself.
Okay.
The woman next to you, by the way, Sloppy, is like, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get free, damn it. I'll choke that bastard with this chain if I ever get out of this.
Can I reach up to the ring and see if it's loose?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, as I reach up and try and just jiggle it, see if it's loose or if it's in there pretty good.
It feels it feels pretty solid. I mean, you could give a tug on it if you want to go ahead and give me a strength check, and we can.
Yeah, I'll grab like either side of the ring on the chain and climb up and give it a push with my legs as well.
Okay.
And that's a 4.
So you see Oren sort of climb up the wall, like he's pulling with his legs, and you feel it almost give, like there's a snap, and it comes out like maybe a quarter of an inch from the wall. Still there, but it did come out slightly.
Guys, we might be able to pull these out of the wall.
Bro, that's the most excellent idea.
You hear echoing up the hallway.
Hurry!
More cackling.
Yeah, I'll keep working on this same ring.
Can I reach his chain to help him pull, or am I too far away?
100%.
Oh, since he's next to me too, so
Yeah,
I'll help too while I can.
Yep.
Yeah.
The strength check.
Strength check, yes. And actually, LBJ, if you are assisting, let me get a strength check from you.
I want to help too, since he's between us.
That's
No,
an 8.
that is a fail.
Okay.
I rolled a 4. That's a success.
That is a success. Okay, so Keanu, what did you roll?
2.
Okay. So
Keanu's not next to me, right? It was the halfling and the woman.
Oh, sorry. So Oron, okay, so that would be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 is really basically your magic number, right? Like 3 skill checks. So as you pull on sort of this ring, you hear a loud snapping sound, and the ring itself doesn't come all the way out, but the iron bar actually is partially rusted through, and it snaps. The thing is, you kind of hear this metallic crack echoing throughout all of the cavern. It's like chain, and then the chain hitting the ground as it comes out.
6 bells.
Oh, so lucky. Okay, so Oron is still in the manacle, but you are free to move about the room at this point with this chain and the ring sort of dragging behind you.
All right, I'll pick up the ring and use it as a spike.
Okay.
And try and use it to punch out around the other rings with it, just sort of like a pick. Try and get other people free if possible.
Okay, so
no point being stealthy now.
Absolutely. So at this point, though, we're not going to do strength check at this point. What I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to roll a d6, and I like if it's a 1 or a 2 or a 3, you have a success. If it's a 4, a 5, or a 6, you have a fail. In other words, if it's a 1 or 2 or a 3 for that round, you have sort of successfully pulled the ring out. If it's not, you have not. So
all right, that's a 4. So no.
Okay, so Oran is like trying to get this out. And actually describe to me how you're trying to get that out. I mean, are you chipping away at it, or
Yeah,
are
sort
you?
of. I'm guessing the ring spot. I could probably fit my hand in the ring because tiny hands.
Yep.
And sort of punching away, trying to.
So you are. The thing is, though, you are again. You're hearing this. That's echoing through because there are no carpets on these walls. And this is hard rock. It is that sort of metallic on stone. Chick, 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 is deafening in your ears. It sounds deafening, and you hear it echoing all across. You can hear it echoing throughout the whole room. The other three, so the man and the two women, are looking at you horrified. There's certainly a look of hope in their face, the first that you've seen since you've entered this room, but they're also underlying is this look of just terror as that sound echoes throughout the whole room.
As he's doing that, I tell the women, I say, if anyone comes in here, you distract them, you get their attention and get them over to you so we can get free to get you free.
Okay.
And then I try to do another flip on my wall.
If nobody heard me smashing the wall down with the loud clang, and then but right now it's a case of let's just get out of here more than anything.
For sure.
I'll just keep wailing away at whoever's closest to me.
Okay, so LBJ or Sloppy or LBJ, Sloppy, Keanu.
Go
or
help
one
Keanu
of
or
the
the other
NPCs.
people. I'll tell him to go help the others.
If anything, I'll try to see if I can yank mine out the wall.
Okay, so whoever is trying, I need a strength check from you, Keanu. Sloppy, I need a dex check from you. Who are you helping, Oran?
I'll go help LBJ since he's right next to me and he's telling me to help somebody. Sloppy's not help somebody else. So
okay,
I got another success. I rolled an 11 and my dex is 16.
Nice. So you hear the chain sort of like kink again, and you felt it almost give, right? And then Oran, can you give me a D6 roll, please?
That's a 3.
Okay, so LBJ, what are you attempting to do?
I'm gonna, as he's picking at it, I'm gonna pull on it, see if it'll come out.
Okay, can I get a strength check?
Oh, passed. 2.
Nice. 2, and you failed last time, right, LBJ?
Right. Yep.
Right. Okay. Keanu, what was your strength check?
I got a 4.
Okay, perfect. So, and you succeeded last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, again, this noise, there's a lot of noise going on, and folks are literally, the rest of the folks are terrified, but you do feel like you're making progress. Unfortunately, you hear footsteps coming up the corridor from where the torch is.
Okay.
Hearing the footsteps, I do one more final twist.
Okay, give me a dex check.
I failed.
Okay.
I slump against the wall. No.
Yeah, right. You attempt to do a backflip and basically almost hang yourself because you missed. So yeah. So Oran, you're free. What are you doing right now?
How far, does it look like the ring's about to go on LBJ's noose?
Yeah, it looks like LBJ's ring looks really, really loose at this point. And also Keanu's looks really, really loose. Both look like they're ready to snap at any second. And quite frankly, Sloppy's looks like it's like that. His chain looks like it's just ready to snap.
That's why it didn't let me do the full rotation. It wanted to snap.
That's exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Footsteps
are getting closer.
I'll give it one more time.
Come on, man. We gotta hurry. We gotta hurry, bro.
On LBJ?
Come on.
Yeah, I'm already there, so.
Yep.
And that's a 2.
Okay, so LBJ, your ring comes out, snaps. Unfortunately, again, as it does, there is that sort of snapping, echoing sound. Footsteps increase. there is no chance for you to be surprised as you heard them, but I am going to roll to see if he is surprised. He is indeed surprised. So you get a free action. What you see, so just as you sort of are tapping away at LBJ's ring and it snaps free, in rushes this 6 foot tall, just boar beast. And he is visibly surprised as he enters the room. He was not expecting to see you out of your chains. You get a free action. What are you going to do? Keep in mind you're unarmed. Well, I mean, you have iron rings and chains. So, yeah.
Gotta use what we gotta use.
A 3-foot chain, too.
How tall is the wall that we were attached
to? 12 to 14 feet. It's uneven. It's rough. So, yeah. It's like a cavern, so it's not an even surface.
And this is like a 6-foot dude coming in here?
It's a 6-foot dude, yeah. And he's big and burly, yeah, for sure.
I'm going to try to scale the wall and get up to the ceiling.
Nice. Okay. So give me a climb check there.
I believe that was a pass. That is climb walls. Yeah,
yep.
I passed.
Okay. So Oron, you see
that's
LBJ,
a thief ability.
You see LBJ sort of like he finds these cracks and crevices within the wall and starts making his way up. What do you want to do?
I'm just going to Leroy Jenkins towards him, spinning the chain as I'm
Nice.
knocking him down.
Oh, I love this group. All right. Okay. Go for it.
You're trying to choke him?
Oh, I'm just spinning around a helicopter, going to whack him with it.
Got it.
Getting close to him.
I thought you said spin him around. I was like, oh.
Oh, no. I wish.
Spin around.
He's twice my height. So I'm just going to run into him, spinning this chain, screaming in my high-pitched girly voice. So I don't think I'll make it. How far away is he?
He's within, hold on, let me see where you were at in the room as opposed to you are within, sort of melee range for sure. Yeah, he is 15 feet away from you, which is, you can make that movement. You can close the distance and still melee.
Yep.
Basically you have 20 feet. So yeah.
Yep, I'll do that. All right. Another fun part. Remember how to use Thacker.
It's easy.
So
It was when I was using it.
here's what you do. Like when you're just going to roll your die, and then any modifiers that you have, although you're not going to, this is an improvised weapon, so you're not going to have any pluses. Even
Don't
if
worry,
you,
it's
right?
a 1.
So, okay. Well, what I was going to say though is, so you're going to roll like, yeah. Well, 1 is definitely a miss. So you see Oron. He is. Did my camera just? Man, hold on.
No, you're there. We see you.
Okay. So you see Oron rushing, towards this orc, and he's swinging the chain around. As he gets nearer to the orc, and the orc is sort of looming over him, he realizes what he's done and kind of tries to stop short, and completely misses. But here's what I will say: we are now going to roll initiative, and this is going to be it's going to be super important initiative because, right, like, you kind of have to win this. If you don't, you're probably dead. But and not from this orc, but by what he's going to do. So
Yeah.
So I don't know who has the best decks, but that should be the person. Oh,
Probably.
and technically,
I would.
it's LBJ or Oron. They're the only ones free. You're sloppy. You don't get to roll.
Oh, I don't get initiative for this?
Yeah, right. Because you're chained, right? Like you're. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still chained, I think. As far as I know.
Yeah, you and Sloppy are basically one action away, right?
Yeah.
So LBJ or Oron, who wants to roll this initiative? It's big.
I don't have a plus, so.
I do.
All right, there you go.
And I got +1 individual initiative as well.
Nice.
Okay, see?
All right.
You're in good shape.
It's, Be 15 plus 1 from the individual.
No. It's a D6.
D6.
It's a D6 in PX.
That's right.
Yeah. Right.
It's been a while. 4. So plus 1 for my dex is 5. Plus individual is 6.
You got it. So I rolled a 2. So you get the act. You get to act first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, people who are chained up still, what are you doing? Let's get you out of the way first.
Yeah, I'm twisting this thing off.
Okay, give me a dex check.
There we go. I twist it. I assume the torque pulls it out of the wall.
What happens is you do this. Yeah, you do the backflip one more time, and the chain actually snaps, and like the links like sort of like explode. You are free. You're still manacled. You have about 1.5 feet of chain left, but it just literally snapped. Keanu, what are you doing, buddy?
I'm still yanking the chain.
Okay. Is that a euphemism? All right. So give me a strength check.
7.
Okay. So I'm assuming your strength is higher than 7 as a dwarf, right?
Yes.
So
it is.
So you're straining forward as hard as you can, and you feel the chain give way. Those are our actions on this part. I'm gonna say now the 3 NPCs, right, are smart. At least the one chick to the side of you is Sloppy, and she starts screaming as loud as she can. Stop! Don't touch me! No! Stop! And she's screaming at the top of her lungs, right? And
she listened to me. Yeah,
it's like
distraction.
It's covering up the noise of the other things that are happening. So LBJ Oron, I'm going to have Oron act first, LBJ, because he's actually right there in front of the orc, and then you can take your action next. So Oron, what would you like to do?
Let's try this chain thing again.
Okay.
Try and get those civilians safer, I guess. And if I run away, he's going to chase me. So. Oh, he could be kidding.
Did you roll a 1 again? Wow. Okay. so Oron, well, actually, Oron, you can narrate your miss just so as you can narrate your success. So what does Oron do?
I start swinging the chain around, and it clips my elbow as it's going around. It wraps around my neck, and
Manacle probably protected you.
Perfect. LBJ, you've made it up the wall, all sneaky, stealthily. Like, what would you like to do?
Does he notice me?
He does not. He has not. Again, he was surprised as he first ran into the room.
I'm going to jump down and crack him on the head with this chain.
Nice. You also, so that is going to be a sneak attack. Yeah, for sure.
Considered backstab?
Yeah, backstab. Well,
yeah, that is not a good roll. No. A total of an 8.
No, sorry. Your THACO is 19, right? To hit armor class 0, your THACO number.
Yeah.
Should be 19. Yeah. No. So LBJ drops from the ceiling to smack this guy over the head, and unfortunately gets caught up in Oron, and it wasn't good. The woman, it's important to note that the woman next to Sloppy is still screaming because the orc begins to yell for assistance. You just hear him screaming. Does anyone speak orc at this point? The dwarf actually may have a chance of speaking orc.
Yeah, you would put me.
No.
I think. Yeah, let me check.
Okay.
I might be able to tell you this.
What is your intelligence, O'Neill?
12.
Okay, so you just hear like this sort of growling, ugly, barking language as the orc is yelling over his shoulder. Let's get an initiative roll. At this point, anyone with the highest dex can make that roll.
I'll do it.
He's got +2.
Yeah, I get a +2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I get a 6.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so you're
Sorry, I don't want to die.
It is.
I'd let you roll otherwise.
It is your action. You are all free. The orc is, just so you know, the orc is yelling over his shoulder right now. Although the woman to your left, Sloppy, is screaming at the top of her lungs, and the other, the teenage sort of female, is also now has begun screaming. So
does the orc have a weapon on him?
Yes, he does.
What does he have?
He has a mace that is at his it's sort of like at his belt. It is not drawn. So
okay. And does he have anything else on, like, what does he look like exactly? Like, is he wearing clothes, armor?
He is wearing armor. So he's wearing it looks like a scale mail type armor, but it's very crude. You can tell that it's really homemade, and it looks like a mixture of animal pelts and bone. But it is like sort of a scale mail. He's carrying a wicked looking mace. It's exceedingly large, and the spikes on the end of the mace appear to be like talons of some sort. They appear to be bone talon.
Yep.
And he doesn't have any like other weapons that are apparent other than the mace, but you do notice that on the other side of his belt he has a key ring with 8 sort of skeleton looking keys that's sort of hanging from his belt loop.
Seeing that he is preoccupied with Orin and LBJ, I will grab his mace that he will unsuspectingly not notice me grabbing.
Yes.
If you give me a successful dex check, that will happen. So yeah.
Whoa.
I barely did it. I rolled a 14. My dex is 16.
Okay. So you are able to grab the mace. You can make a melee attack on this same round if you would like.
And I am used to using a mace because I once had one before my gear was taken off me, and I rolled really well. That is a armor class 1.
Okay, that is definitely a hit.
It's a D6.
That is yes, it is a D6 plus whatever your strength modifier is.
I don't have one of those. 3.
You're a fight. Oh, you're a dex-based fighter. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Because I went straight down the line.
So you crack him really hard up against the back of the head. And there's nothing wrong with going straight down the line. You're doing just fine. You lasted 8 sessions so far. So
I'm gonna make it at least 9.
You successfully you sort of sneak the mace out and crack him on the back of the head. You have successfully caused him to stop yelling. Like as he gets cracked in the back of the head, he is no longer, you kind of like rung his bell, right? Like he's a bit dazed. And let's go next to what we'll do Oron, and then we'll do LBJ. We'll kind of keep that order, and then Keanu, you can join the fray. So You're muted, Oron. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So swinging the chain isn't working, so I'm going to grab the hook and just stab him in the thigh.
Nice.
That's about as high as I can get.
Nice.
All right, so that's 16. So that's 3 plus whatever my plus 2 for strength, so 18, putting down to 1. Attack 1.
So you rolled. You rolled. Okay, got it. Right. So if you hit you hit an AC of 1, you're fine. Without question. So Oron, sort of abandoning the chain, flips it around, grabs the hook part, and drives it down. Just as Sloppy smashes the orc in the back of the head, he kind of comes forward, and Oron slams the hook down into his thigh, the sort of meat of his thigh, and he launches back again. LBJ, to you. Also, you are behind him. This is a backstab technically. So.
Oh, I ended up. Oh, behind him. Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you came down as a backstab before.
Yeah, and I missed. Okay.
He is otherwise engaged, so you are still technically stealthing, unseen.
Okay. So I will attempt to hit him again with the chain. Oh, natural 20.
Whoa. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen, right? Like, Max. It's
I
going to
love
be
that
max.
eyebrow thing. Uh-huh.
It's going to be max damage, and then you're going to roll so max damage on the first die, whatever your damage is. It's going to be max, and then you're going to roll to see what we add to that.
What's the damage for the chain?
So the chain we're going to call improvised weapon, so we're going to call it D4, right? It's going to be a 4-sided dice. Yep.
Okay, so roll a d4.
Yes.
3.
So 7.
So 7 points of damage. Tell us what that looks like with the 3 points of damage that Sloppy dealt him earlier, plus did we even apply damage from Oron?
No.
Okay,
No.
so he may have already tell us, Oron and LBJ, tell us what that looks like as you drive the hook into his thigh and then LBJ takes him down.
I just grab the chain, grab my hand, just slam it straight into the thigh like it's like here's your EpiPen. Trying to
And as he reels back, he comes like right up to me, and I 2-hand the chain and just crack him in the side of the head, and you can hear his teeth just like chiclets go everywhere.
Nice. And his body his body drops in a thud, a heap. The two women stop screaming.
Keep screaming.
They're just like agape, staring, jaws dropped at what has just happened.
Keep screaming. And I grab the keys and hand it to Oron.
And they're like,
Oh, now it doesn't even sound genuine.
take the keys and going.
Okay. So are you unlocking? You're unlocking everyone at this point, or just?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So everyone is unlocked at this point. The two women are sort of like huddled on the ground, sort of just like rocking back and forth and hugging each other. The man, like as soon as he's released, drops to his knees and then stands up. And he says, we have to go. We have to go now. You get the feeling that the two women actually know each other. And you're not sure whether they know each other through this particular, instance, or if they knew each other before, but you do get the feeling that they know each other. The man just appears to want to go really, really, really bad.
Hang on. Where do you know where they're keeping our stuff?
And so he's like, I don't know.
If you just run, you're gonna get slaughtered. You need to chill out.
No, if we stay here, we're
gonna move. We're moving.
They're gonna come soon. They're gonna come soon. We should just go. We should just go now.
Keanu, keep an eye on this guy. So we're in like a dead end room.
Yes, there's no other.
There's one exit.
Exactly.
There's
no other
nothing
exit.
in here. No chests. No nothing.
There's no chests. There's nothing. There are more manacles on the other side of the wall. And again, there are some like bones and stone. That's here. There are some crudely fashioned like gruel bowls in one of the corners, but there doesn't appear to be anything of value at all.
I'll grab a cruel bowl.
Okay.
And I will also grab a torch. Off the wall.
So there is only the one torch. It is the torch on the wall. Yes. Right.
I need it.
Okay.
You got the mace or hammer or whatever.
Oh yeah. I can't hold the bowl. Never mind.
And you have, and you have the keys for what it's worth. Right?
No, I handed that to Oren.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So yeah, I just have the torch and the mace then.
After I take the chain around our necks, I want to put two of them together to make a longer chain.
Okay.
Just with lock them together.
Yep, for sure. I honestly, you don't even really, I'm not going to make you make a roll for that. You can do it. It takes you a couple minutes, but yeah, you're able to sort of crudely fasten them together. So.
Okay, are we ready? I kind of whisper it back to my friends, my new friends, LBJ.
Yeah.
So the two women, the one woman who is older, she stands up and she looks at you like with a mixture of reverence and fear, and she just says, "Thank you.
Don't thank us yet. We're not safe yet."
Anya, thank our savior, Anya. Please, sir, we need to get back to Griffin Keep. Help us back.
You have to be very quiet or you will die.
Okay. I won't say more.
LBJ, do you want to go ahead?
Don't let them have us.
Oron, are you able to go quietly ahead?
I can kind of.
Maybe you can sneak and get our gear.
I can try.
Well,
yeah, some short people are real shifty.
Keanu and Oron do have Infra Vision, right? Like, so in BX, it's Infra Vision. It's not Dark Vision. Infra Vision is kind of like, think of it as an infrared. You can see it's like a heat vision, right? Mm-hmm. So you do, they do have, as demi-humans will have Infra Vision, so they could realistically scout ahead without a torch, right? So.
Is there any? So I'm taking everything is gone. So we don't have like a sack or something to carry.
You have nothing but like sort of the clothes. You don't have your armor is gone. You have nothing but the clothing that was on you. And I mean, knowing LBJ, he probably doesn't wear chonies or anything. So LBJ is probably completely nude at this point, right? Like I just saying. So yeah.
Does this guy have any kind of like coin sack or anything like that, or?
So he doesn't have a coin sack on him. He has scale mail. It's again crudely fashioned scale mail. You could certainly take it. It would probably be pretty large on LBJ. He's a pretty beefy guy, and LBJ is pretty.
So would it fit Keanu well?
But he's tall. It would be
because he's barrel chested, right?
Keanu would swim in it though, because Keanu is like what 4 feet tall, 4.5 feet tall. This guy is like 6 feet tall. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, I don't have Infra Vision, so
I'll throw it on. I'm 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
So. You're a halfling, are you not?
Yeah. I didn't think
halflings have Infra Vision.
Did I? I mean, look, I got it open.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I think they do in the book.
No, dwarf does, but I'm not seeing it yet.
No, halflings don't.
Oh, that's horrible. Why would anyone want to be a halfling? I know, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
I get a +2 AC, okay?
Yes, exactly.
Ouch. No, it's just me.
Well, right, and halflings get and they get that chance for cover. Yeah. Okay. All right. So then it looks like it's you, Keanu. You are the scout.
Oh, excellent. Now everybody, follow me.
Are you sure you want to scout by yourself, Keanu? You don't look real light of foot.
We'll just go with it.
All right. I hope
Kung Fu.
I hope O'Neill Flynn, has a backup character.
You guys are doing great. You made it a lot further than I thought you were going to make it so far. So yeah.
He was like, yeah, I was totally going to put you here, and it was going to be a TPK to start the game.
No.
No. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely take the lead.
Does this orc have any boots?
No, they doesn't. They don't. They have.
They don't
he
believe
basically
in
has
boots.
hardened feet, right? No, really thick-soled, scaly feet. So no boots. Sorry.
Oron, do you want to go up behind him in case he gets into trouble? You can sneak around and smack him with your long chain.
Yeah.
I'll take up the third spot. LBJ, do you want to stay back? And if that guy gets loud back there or does anything stupid, just shank him.
All three. So LBJ, you do notice though, right? Like that the male that's in here with you is wearing boots, and both of the women are wearing boots. So,
but we don't have any.
You don't know. They took everything from you. Yeah, because you're special.
Did they take the ring I had?
They took everything. Yeah.
You're like the other guys.
Yeah, exactly. Life is much harder on you than it is.
I'm back to no noses. This isn't good.
You lost all our money, LBJ?
Oh, well, we got to find it now.
Yeah, we do. We can get some more noses. Oh, speaking of which, we're going to have to go back for that nose that we just dropped.
I got no place to put it.
Wait till we get the bag.
So what are you guys going to do?
We're following Keanu.
Yeah, we're just gonna
down the hallway.
So give me a marching order.
So it was Keanu, followed by Oron, followed by me, followed by LBJ. And LBJ was given directive to shank the guy in the back if he gets loud.
And then where are the 3 NPCs?
They're in the very back behind LBJ.
Okay. Hey, please shank the right guy though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the loud guy in the back. If he gets like scared.
So Keanu, you make your way towards the corridor, right? That leads out. You see, and again, Infra Vision is basically like it's kind of like a heat vision, right?
Yeah.
You can see approximately a corridor that goes out approximately 30 feet, in front of you, but about 10 feet down the corridor, you see it's almost like a T corridor, right? So like you're looking this way and you see a corridor that goes north and you see a corridor that goes south.
Okay.
Make a decision.
All right.
You just make the decision and we'll go.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We'll go this way, to the left.
To the left. Okay, so you sort of, you creep along, and I'm assuming you're creeping along, gingerly trying to stay quiet. As you make it to the T section of the corridor, when you look down to the left, which would be, sort of south, you see that it runs beyond your vision. So your Infra Vision stretches out to about 60 feet, and basically you're just seeing this corridor end in blackness. You're not, you don't know what is beyond that. Mm-hmm. You look up to the north, and this just looks like it's an alcove that cuts back about 5 feet. You do hear, some, it's almost like giggling, is the best, kind of a mixture of giggle and purr, directly ahead of you, coming up the corridor directly ahead of you.
On the left?
It's like a giggling purr. No, straight ahead. So
like if we turned left.
Exactly. Right.
Did we hear anything coming from behind us?
No, you hear nothing coming.
I reach up and I grab
you
one.
Is like that little. Behind you is just like that little alcove that goes about 5 feet back. It just appears to be an alcove.
But there was no chest or anything in it.
You think no, there was no chest. It looks
I'm looking for
like
our stuff. So
it looks like maybe that was maybe a guard post, right? Like that alcove was where the guard that you had jumped probably spent most of his time. There's a little stool there, and it looks like a little guard outpost.
Okay. All right. Am I the only one hearing this giggling, or is everybody else hearing giggling? And snickering and whatever.
I would say that you indirectly, the person directly behind you can hear it, faintly. It's a faint, sort of giggle cackle sound, right? I think the rest of the party, the sound is sort of overpowered by the shuffling through the caverns. Because keep in mind that there is a major echo within this place. Even though you're padding softly, any little noise gets amplified tenfold. So,
all right. So just continue on.
So continuing on towards where the cackling giggling came from, or continuing down the other hallway? because remember it's a T split, right? And behind you is the alcove. This way is the prison room you were in.
Oh.
From this way is the cackling, and this way you're basically ends out in a darkness. Your infra vision doesn't go that far. So
let's go away from
see, this is why we need roll 20s.
Yeah, I know. Oh man. All right.
Do what Oren said.
What? Go. All right, we'll go the giggling way.
Okay.
Away from the giggling.
Away.
Oh, away from the giggling.
Okay. So
it's most excellent way.
So you begin making your way down down this hallway. It's rough hewn, wet sort of stone cavern. Every little sound is echoed sort of menacingly, and you make it to a point about halfway down this corridor where you see now your infravision allows you to see that this opens up into a much larger chamber. You can make out some crude furniture. It looks like, some tables and benches maybe. You can't really make out much more than that from where you're standing, but you can tell that if you continue down this way, you'll end up into a much larger chamber. There's no way for you at this point to tell just how big it is, but you can tell that it opens up into a very large sort of cavernous chamber. Keanu, you're muted, just so you know. If you're talking, I can't hear you at all.
Sorry,
no worries. No worries.
I had a spousal interruption. Okay. Okay, where were we at?
So you made your way carefully and slowly down to the end, the sort of the middle of the hallway that you were headed down, away from the cackling sound.
Okay.
And your infravision, you can see that hallway, that corridor will continue going about another 20 feet, and then it opens up into this cavernous room, really large, and that has it looks to be some crudely made furniture, tables, benches, that sort of thing. You don't see any movement or hear any sound, but you do see that it opens up into a larger cavern like.
Okay. So can we see any kind of items, anything kind of importance around, or
just an empty corridor that you're walking down? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Still empty.
So it's an empty corridor that's slightly getting larger as we walk.
Okay.
That's going to open up into a very large cavern.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still willing to press on forward if.
Press on.
Okay.
Right.
So you move forward, again, slowly and carefully. So we're cutting your movement down to 20 feet because I'm assuming that you're moving quite carefully. And you reach the end of the corridor where this cavernous room opens up. This is at least 40, maybe 50 feet wide, like to the other side, and easily 60 feet from east to west. It's a massive cavernous room, and you see directly to your left from where you were standing, there's this giant throne. It's essentially a throne that is carved out of the actual natural cavern stone itself. There are skulls inset all over this throne. The skulls appear to be human, demi-human, orcish, kobold. They're a mixture of skulls that are sort of inset into this throne. And you see three long tables, at least 20 feet long, with benches, sort of laid out and splayed out across the benches, or I'm sorry, across the tables, appear to be sort of the remnants, the leftovers of, dare I say, the remnants. It is the remnants of the remnants. What I mean by that is it appears to be human in nature. You see a leg. There's actually a cracked open chest, a torso, all that appear to have been gnawed on. It appears that there was a massive feast in this room, and in fact, you still see sort of blood slicks on the floor.
Whoa. That is
like this is the room where we fought him?
Well, you don't know yet, right? Like you're not there, Juice. Plus also you're blind, right?
No, I have a torch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does have a torch.
I purposely sent the dwarf in front because he didn't need the torch, and so it wouldn't give us away.
Well, if you want to move up,
yeah, I will move up into that area
because that would technically help. Because really, it's like I just see mainly the way it's described is I see red, and when things are cold, they're blue.
Yes, you're seeing right. Essentially, you're seeing it would be heat vision, right?
It's predator vision.
And so, so Sloppy, as you move up, as you move up with the torch, the flickering sort of torchlight is playing off of the cavernous walls, and as you step into this room, you recognize it immediately as the room that you had first entered, the throne being the throne that Alessandra herself had sat upon immediately before losing her life. You do see the blood slicks where Aaron and Alessandra fell, and as you turn to your left on the table, you see a very gruesome picture of both Alessandra and Aaron's head set onto the table. With forks coming out. They were clearly feasted upon. And as you turn to your left, out of the corner of your eye, you see another torch flickering beyond, and that's where we'll break.
All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, guys. All right, we are back. Bill, take it away.
So we're, where we left off, Sloppy, you had come forward into the room, immediately recognized it as where you had come in. As the torchlight begins to flicker out across this cavern, you notice off to your left that you see torchlight flickering maybe 20 to 30 feet to your left down this particular, down that corridor. The room that you're in has two corridors, one to the north of the room, one to the south at the end of that wall. And it also has another corridor exit, if you will, to the east of this wall. So two on this end of the room, one on this end of the room, and then obviously where the exit or entrance is that you had initially come in, which is basically directly in front of you.
Do we want to leave? Try to head back to the keep? It's a long trip.
Those are a lot of noses I collected.
We can come back. We need to resupply.
Yeah. Feeling pretty naked here.
Yeah, that's okay. You were also a prisoner. Quick, someone's coming. Right? Didn't you say it looked like the torchlight was coming down the other hallway?
The torch, you see torchlight flickering. Yeah.
Oh, but it doesn't look like it's moving.
You can't determine if it's moving or not. I mean, it's flame. It's always moving. It's like flickering off the bouncing off the cavern walls, but it doesn't appear to be getting any closer.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm willing to grab the other torch.
Okay, go grab it.
All right. I'll be right back. Let me grab that torch.
Okay, so you're gonna head essentially to the west of where you are now, to down the top corridor to grab, or to at least see where the light is coming from. Keanu makes his way down to the west, to the corridor. As you essentially enter the corridor, you can see where the torchlight is emanating from. Now there is a torch that's sort of set into a sconce on the other side of that corridor. There's another room, and I need you to roll a d6, please. Let me know if you roll a 1 or a 2.
Two.
Okay. So you and a group of 4 orcs who are sitting around a table are both shocked to see each other. You walk in, go to grab the torch, and the 4 orcs who it looks like they're rolling dice, crudely fashioned sort of dice.
They're playing humans and caverns.
Maybe out of teeth, or could be bone. They sort of look up at you in complete shock as you stare at them in complete shock. Now I need you to roll a d6 again, and we're rolling for initiative at this point. Neither are surprised. Well, both are surprised, which means neither are surprised.
I can roll the initiative?
No, I need Keanu to roll the initiative.
Just making sure there.
Yep.
I have a 3.
Okay, I rolled a 6. So these 4 orcs stand up from the table. They draw their maces and they close on you. Unfortunately, you are within closing distance. You're within melee distance for all 4 of them. But I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to say that the 2 on the other side of the table are, they won't reach you, so you are going to take 2 attacks. You are unarmored at this point. Is that correct?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Okay, so okay. All right,
hey,
nope, that's good. That's good. That was a 3. So you're here we go. All right, so that's not so good.
Shit.
the smaller of the two orcs that rush forward to you, the larger one, he swings but over swings, and his mace sort of smashes into the stone behind you, and shards of stone. It literally cracks the stone behind you. It's so hard. The shorter one sort of takes an undercut swing and catches you right up under the rib cage, doing 2 points of damage. Man, I'm sorry, 3 points of damage plus 1. So 3 points of damage. Literally, like, you kind of hear an audible crack as perhaps one of your ribs had smacked. The other two orcs have closed for melee, but they haven't, they're basically on you. They don't take their turn, but you hear them all begin to it's like a growling, barking sound, and it is quite loud. Upon hearing that, the three NPCs, so the two women, Anya, and you don't know the other one's name, and the man actually soils himself. You see urine begin to run down his leg as he just sort of slumps to the ground, and the two women begin shrieking uncontrollably.
I point to the exit for them,
and
I say, "Run that way."
And it is now your turn, Keanu.
Well, dang.
Good thing you got that chain.
Run.
Oh,
And
yeah.
did you get the torch?
Yeah, you have the torch in your hand. Yes.
Okay. Shoot. I'll try to swing back with the torch.
Okay, you're gonna attack. All right.
Yeah.
It's brave of you. All right, go ahead.
Thanks.
I just for clarification, for those of you watching at home, generally there is no dishonor in running, especially in BX and or BECMI, because there is no such thing as balance. So this is a very brave move that Keanu is doing, and let's all take a moment to acknowledge the braveness, and then perhaps
I'll
a moment
acknowledge
of silence after he's done. Yes, right?
I proposed the idea to leave.
Well, you know what? I've rolled a 1.
Okay, so do you want to narrate that for us? Tell us what that's like when you tell us what that's like as you swing the torch at this orc that has just cracked your ribs.
In that same moment that he cracked my ribs, a gut reaction just told me just jam that torch right into his face. It just twisted right in.
Nice. And then you slipped because of the pain of the cracked rib, and completely missed, although you do smell singed orc hair. So
yes.
there is that small
yeah.
win. Okay. I need an initiative roll for the party. So that means, like,
come save me.
Yeah, Sloppy.
I can always roll it unless you guys want to. I'm just letting you others know. If you want to roll, you can, but
Yeah, no. You go right ahead.
All right, well, thank you. I got us a 4 because I only rolled a 2 plus 2.
That is actually fantastic because I rolled a 1. So
perfect.
You get to act. All 4 orcs at this point are within melee range of Keanu and perhaps other members of the party. So
LBJ, what are you doing? You go first.
And also keep in mind that you have 2 shrieking women, and I mean they're shrieking.
I point to the exit for sure.
And a man who basically soiled himself and crumpled to the ground in utter just fear.
Yeah.
And some orcs screaming something. You don't know what it is. It sounds intelligent. You just don't know what it is. To you, it just sounds like garbled, barking, growling, gnashing of teeth.
So we can well, if we're going in, we can make a rate. I mean, how far are they away from us?
So from you, you can sort of see now because Sloppy is in this room with the torch, and you see Keanu sort of has the torch, and you see him trying to, basically trying to shove it in the orc's face. They are approximately 15 to 20 feet from you to the west.
Okay. So can I make a ranged attack and then just run? Can you attack and run?
So you cannot attack and run. You can attack or run. Here's what I will say though, right?
Okay.
Like there is no such thing as opportunity attack in BX BECMI. BX and it assumes that you're parrying and defending as you retreat, right? So unless you just flat out run, right? Like if you dash, there's still no opportunity attack, but you are not defending. It is
Sloppy grabs the women's arm, one of them, whatever one's closest to him, and runs out the exit that I know is the exit.
Okay. All right. So Sloppy has left the field of battle.
I'm telling the NPCs to come with me.
And they are indeed following, without question. They're, in fact, they almost trip you up. They're clinging to you, and almost dragging you as much as you're dragging them, towards the exit.
I'm going to assume that I'm near one of these tables.
You are indeed. Yes.
There's
a table to either side of you. Yeah.
Whosever's head is closest to me, I pick it up and throw it at one of the orcs.
Okay, nice. So give me a ranged attack, right? Like I'll even say, even though it's an improvised weapon, I'll even allow you to add your dex bonus if you'd like.
Yeah, I have no dex bonus.
You're a thief with no dex bonus?
Correct.
Wow.
I love this.
Why are you surprised? This is what Peter does.
I love this party.
Barbarian, no strength. Like
I rolled an 11. I don't think that.
Nah. Okay. So you hurl this head across the room, and it ends up glancing off of Keanu's head, not striking him or doing any damage, but glances off, bounces off the shoulder of the one orc, and then just kind of like rolls and lands face up, staring back at the orcs. You see Alessandra's lifeless head just like sort of staring back at the orcs. Oran, what are you doing?
I always see Sloppy running, and I'm going with him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. So, LBJ and Keanu, you basically see Sloppy, the two women, and Oran hightail it out of the cavern. I need, unfortunately, right? Like the orcs have a turn, right?
Keanu hasn't gone yet, though.
Yes, he attacked with his.
But that was on his initiative between him.
Yeah, and then we rolled round 2 for everybody.
He hasn't done round 2.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so then yes, Keanu, I'm sorry. You can act. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well,
LBJ's gonna be left behind.
I was trying to create a distraction.
Well, again, there is no attack of opportunity. Keanu, should you choose to retreat, right? You can retreat. And there is no attack of opportunity. It's going to assume that you're parrying.
Yeah, run, Keanu. Leave LBJ behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna bolt.
So okay, so
LBJ. I'm sorry.
LBJ just sees Keanu sort of like, backing out past him, leaving the 4 orcs and LBJ left. But again, the orcs have not taken. You guys won initiative. The orcs have not taken their attacks yet, right? So I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to be fair. Let it never be said that I am not a fair DM. Since I gave only 2 to Keanu, I'm going to give only 2 to LBJ. What we're going to say, I'm going to referee this in this way. As the orcs are actually so large, so bulky that only 2 can fit through the corridor at a time, and so 2 come down, through the corridor, burst into this cavern, and they are just seething with rage, teeth gnashing, spittle flying out of their mouth. They lunge for LBJ, both striking with their massive maces. First one is a nat 1, so like you're all like, and here we go, second one, right? So
Keanu tripped and fell, and the orcs have him now.
So it's almost like it's the opposite of what happens to Keanu. So the littler orc, reached LBJ first, went to strike with his mace, and LBJ was able to quickly sidestep. But the second orc, the larger of the two orcs, unfortunately, strikes as LBJ is turning his shoulder. He kind of opened himself up to the attack, and LBJ takes 4 points of damage as this mace comes like crashing down onto his shoulder. At this point, we need an initiative roll, and hopefully, LBJ, you win this initiative roll, but
6.
We'll see what happens. 6?
Yep.
You got it. I rolled a 3.
Can't get any better.
You act first.
Let's see.
Let me consider my options.
He's like, do I want to make the next healer?
The party does really need a cleric, right?
No, it wouldn't help. We'd be dead. It would be standing there trying to trade blows, and that ain't gonna work.
So as much as I am wanting to get my noses back, I will unfortunately have to run.
Okay. So LBJ,
as I grab a fork from the table and I'm parrying it.
LBJ brilliantly and tactically begins to back out. The orcs, so LBJ, as you're on your way out, you do see that 2 of the orcs they're rushing towards the entrance or exit right behind you. The other 2 orcs sort of ran up the corridor the way that you had just come down.
Okay.
The rest of you see LBJ sort of emerge. Well, you saw Keanu emerge, and then you see LBJ emerge right after you. What do you do?
Run to the woods, the wood line.
Also, I need an initiative roll again.
I'm
for the
not
party.
Sucking off floppy.
4 again.
A 4?
Yeah.
5. So
Bye, LBJ. I tried.
Immediately behind LBJ, you see these 2 orcs emerge, right? And we're gonna be I'm gonna try to be as fair as possible. What I'm asking is, are you guys all grouped together? Are LBJ and Keanu? Okay, so we're just gonna be fair, and we're going to say one is going to attack, one is lunging after LBJ, and one is lunging after Keanu. However, and let me tell you if they hit first. So
What about the dude who pissed himself? Did he run out?
No, he's crumpled on the floor. He has not. He almost throws up in shock.
Okay.
That's a nat 20. So just keep that in mind. That I just rolled a nat 20. That was you, LBJ, and now Keanu. So is a miss. But now wait. I was going to say this.
I'm sorry, Peter.
So it's not like I'm retconning this. You heard me say this, right? They're not actually attacking with their maces. What they're like, you see the one orc, both orcs actually lunge forward and they're trying to grapple, right? Like they're grappling. So the one orc sort of goes forward to grab Keanu and to grapple him and drag him back. But he sort of trips on a root that's coming up out of the ground and stumbles. So misses the grapple. LBJ, the larger of the 2 orcs, just literally like spears you football style and wraps you up and is attempting to drag you back. You will be able to get a strength check, but that's going to be on your turn. And so what I want to know now is what is everybody doing? In other words, movement and or LBJ strength check would be able to get to go first unless anybody's doing missile, and then we'll go melee last, right?
Running with the women to the woods.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So
Like the wind bullseye.
So Sloppy is once again choosing to leave the field of battle voluntarily. And okay, so Oran, are you gonna melee with your hook, or are you, because we're gonna try, if you swing the chain, we're gonna call that even though it's not, right? We're gonna call that a missile attack, a ranged attack, right?
I'll do a ranged attack then.
Okay, all right, so then you're up next.
All right. So that's a 15 on the die. And I got dex of 1. So that's 16.
So that's a 16.
Plus my halfling ability, so that's 17.
Okay, so that is actually good enough. We're gonna call this, though, this is an improvised weapon, so this is gonna be D4 worth of damage.
Oh, that's great. 1.
Okay, so you whip the chain around, and the orc is he's just so amped up and enraged that it doesn't even seem to register. He doesn't even really even notice. And let me just mark this real quick. LBJ, you want to give me a strength check, please?
Fail.
Okay, so the orc that has you, he's like squeezing you like a bear hug, and he's backing back towards he's using you as sort of a human shield as he backs back towards the cave entrance. Keanu, what are you doing? An orc just lunged at you and missed by stumbling. You see LBJ in a bear hug being sort of dragged back. Oran whacked the one that stumbled and missed in the head, but it doesn't seem to affect him at all. And Sloppy just sort of ran for the tree line. You don't even see him anymore.
Woo! Made it.
Okay. I'm not even looking behind me. I'm looking like I'm Walter Payton. I'm running.
Nice. Okay. So we're basically abandoning LBJ. All right. So Keanu breaks.
Again, I told LBJ we could go.
Keanu breaks for the tree line. And that's gonna be initiative. At which point, Oran or LBJ, who has
I'm not rolling. I don't have any pluses.
6, 8.
Okay. You act first.
I will give it one last whip, and then I'm getting out.
So are you whipping? And this is important, right? Because are you whipping? Because LBJ is kind of being used as a human shield at this point. Are you whipping at the one that attacked Keanu and tripped, or are you whipping at the one that is holding LBJ currently?
I'll whip the one that's holding LBJ, but I'm going for their feet.
Okay. Just don't roll the one, right?
Oh, well, that's
yeah. Don't roll the one.
Yeah.
I've already got them out of the way, so
Roll the 1, you get the XP.
that's a good point. 6, 8 total. So
Okay, so you go to whip again, but LBJ kind of elbows the orc and he shifts and you miss. LBJ, what do you want to do, buddy? You can give me that strength check, or here's what I'll say, right? And I encourage this forever. Like, we're playing BX, we're playing BECMI. The answer is never on your character sheet, right? Like, come up with something creative and we'll make a dice roll, make it happen. Stop that, Juice. Don't do that.
I was just double checking to make sure it wasn't on my sheet.
right here it is. Get out of all cold. Yeah, it's right on my sheet.
You're right. It's not on my sheet because you took our items away.
I am going to.
You are holding a fork, LBJ, right?
Correct.
Like,
yeah. So I'm going to go limp like this, so he has to use all of his strength to keep me up.
Yep.
Hold me.
Yep.
And then when he does that, I got to take that fork and try to jab it in his eye.
Yes. Perfect. 100%. See, this is what I'm saying. This is creativity. So now give me an attack roll.
Yes, that's a miss.
Damn it.
He swings it up right where his thought his head would be.
So
my god.
You
The
kind of
thigh's the place to go.
you see LBJ go a little limp for a second, like sort of, playing coy, and then he just jabs back with the fork. And he doesn't even come close to the orc's face, let alone his eye. It's just like off to the left. It's hard to tell because they sort of growl anyway, but you kind of hear a little coming from the orc that is that's carrying you. And he is going to continue to drag you back. LBJ is now, you're kind of like your feet are dragging along the ground. You are now back into the cavern. The rest of you see LBJ disappear into the cavern. We are now out of initiative order. What would you like to do? We're going to handle this. LBJ, you can go next. I want to know what the party is doing right now.
Did you guys all catch up to me in the wood line?
Oh yeah, they're all, so Keanu followed you. Oron is actually still out in front with another orc, right? He
once I swung, I was.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So yeah, then you're all sort of at the wood line. You see LBJ getting dragged into the cavern, and then the other orc, the orc that stumbled, follows in.
Well, we got to get at least these women back to the keep, or they're never going to get back there. I mean, shoot, it's going to take days.
Are you seriously going to ban? Oh my!
I don't know. I honestly,
at this point,
I remember when we went in there, and then we got ambushed from both directions by like 24. We have only killed one between us because we don't have our gear. I mean, if we don't go back to the keep and possibly get more gear, I don't think we can kill another one.
The question
I got a mason
is, how are we going to get the gear with...
We have two women who might have wealthy families here.
LBJ, I want you to roll a d4 for me, please.
Okay.
I turn to the ladies who are with us.
3, okay.
I turn to the ladies who are with us and say, hey, you guys don't by any chance come from a wealthy family, do you?
We can give you whatever we can come up with.
I mean, I'm not looking to start a brothel or anything. I'm just looking to get enough money to get at least proper gear to come back here and hopefully get to our friend. But he's the only one in there, I think. Well,
we have a farm outside of Griffin's Keep, but business hasn't been well lately, and I thank you. I thank you for saving us. I'll give you all that I have. You guys, I think,
are on your own.
I'll give you all that I have.
Guys,
well, we either let him go or we sell him. That's the choice.
Jesus.
Well, I'm voting for letting him go.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to let him go. Look, ladies, we would love to help you. If you want to
alignment check, people. What the hell is wrong with you?
Not a problem. I'm chaotic. If you guys would like to risk it and wait here in the woods and hope that one of those kobolds, more orcs, or something doesn't come by, you are more than welcome. But I can't just leave my partner in crime in there by himself to die. I just can't do that.
So the woman that you were speaking to sort of leans down and asks Anya, do you think you can make it, honey? You have to be strong for me. It's not far. I know where we are. Okay, cut. LBJ, you are being dragged across the floor. Again, you're sort of like, your arms are like, he's got like you in a bear hug, and you're being dragged across the floor, and you see the orc that was out there, behind you. So they're kind of like, it's like him dragging you backwards, the orc in front of you. You have 3 rounds to try to do something, right? So this is your first round. What would you like to attempt to do? Be creative, buddy. I have faith in you.
So he's got me like this.
Yes.
Can I reach down and bite him?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
No, that's
Oh my god!
What are
I
you
need to
rolling
abandon-
on those dice? Are you rolling high or low?
You know,
Because that should
super-
totally warrant what
You
you're
need
doing.
to burn. You need to burn that 20-sider. I'm just saying.
Ugh.
So,
oh my god!
so LBJ, you go to reach down to bite, the orc that's holding you, and he headbutts you on the back of the head, conks you so hard that you see stars.
I can't believe I'm gonna do this.
Cut to outside again. What are you guys doing?
I'm leaving the girls. I'm heading back in with my mace. I fucking have to.
Yeah.
God damn it,
Wow.
LBJ.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
If I die
Slappy.
because of you, Peter, I'm just saying we're gonna have some problems.
I'll
How far is
follow.
the
I'll
farm away
follow with the.
from you girls?
So they're like it's a few hours, a few,
All right, bye.
maybe 2 hours to the southeast.
All right, Helm be with you when I go.
And they begin to head off. So you guys are now heading back. Keanu, what are you doing?
I'll head with him.
All right, now we got a D&D game. All right, so nothing without a moral quandary. So here we go. So you begin to head back towards the cave entrance. You make it to the cave entrance. You can hear, you literally hear LBJ's feet being dragged along the ground. LBJ, round 2. What are you gonna do?
I'm figuring that he's a sweaty orc, and I'm all sweaty and slimy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to like drop down and try to like slide out from underneath him.
Okay,
Like
so
he's grabbing me like that. I'm gonna try to.
give me a dex check for that.
As I switch dice, I
Okay.
rolled under. There we go.
Okay, nice. So he's sort of like, walking, and what happens is he trips over the dude that kind of crumpled onto the ground and wet himself. He stumbles a bit and loosens his grip, and you slide out. At this point, I need an initiative roll.
Do it. Do it.
1.
Okay, so cut to outside. You're coming in.
Yeah, with my mace out.
You guys charge in. What you see before you is essentially 2 orcs, one behind LBJ, one inside, or one in front. Between LBJ and the orcs, LBJ and the guy that collapsed are sort of in the center of these 2 orcs. They look like they are about to pounce on LBJ, and the one behind him looks extremely upset, just raging. And with that, you see him strike out at LBJ. He's striking at you. He's not using his mace, so this could be lucky for you. 2 points of damage. He just brings his ham hock fist down onto into LBJ's chest, and you can you see the wind get knocked out of LBJ. He's like and then that is your turn, LBJ, and then you folks then we'll all roll initiative as a party. You don't get to act at this round. So LBJ, what are you gonna do?
I will attempt to run to the rest of the group as far as I can.
Okay. So LBJ, sort of trying to catch his breath, makes this backwards. He's sort of backing up towards the rest of the party. I now need an initiative roll for the party. Need a 1.
6.
All right.
I wasted a good one.
So you you
not
act
good.
first.
So the one that was raging, I'm gonna go up and stick the talon right into his face from this mace.
Nice. All right.
1 off of a crit. Armor class 0.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. And that's just a 2 because I don't get a modifier. So 2 damage as I hit him in his face.
Okay. So you strike you strike the orc in the face, and the talon sort of like drives deep, but he is so enraged. It appears that you see a vein begin to bulge out of his head. Like it seems to enrage him even more. And his attention
with my offhand, I flick the vein with my fingers.
And his
just to piss him off.
His attention is now focused directly on you. Who would like to act next? If anyone is just moving, they get to move first. If anyone's doing missile, they get to act next. Melee is going to act
If
last.
Sloppy's going out, he's doing some stupid shit.
Let's go in the order that you appear on my screen. So Oron, go ahead.
I gotta get to missile range and do the woo thing again.
For sure.
Love the boo.
It's gonna be an 8 total.
Okay, so you're not real good with that chain. You haven't gotten the hang of it yet, but you're still trying. LBJ, what are you gonna do?
Come on, man! I came back for you.
You have a fork in your hand and some life left in your body, although I don't think much.
Take his nose.
Well, let's see. Since Sloppy did come back, try to save me, I'm going to come back at this guy with the fork and try to stab him. Okay. I don't know if I can get around. Probably not. He'd probably see me coming.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Even with the flick to the vein, he's not distracted?
No. Maybe if he was coming at him from behind, but he's literally coming at him from the front.
That's a miss.
Okay, so that's going to bring us to you, Keanu. What are you going to do?
I'm going to basically attack the other one, the other orc.
Okay.
With the torch.
For sure.
So, come on, baby. We can do it. Papa needs a new pair of shoes. 17 or no, sorry, 18.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Yep. Awesome.
D6, sorry.
D6.
It's a D6. Yep.
It's a D6, okay.
Because the torch is essentially a club.
Yeah. Dang, a 1.
1? Okay, so 1 point of damage. So he glances. You strike out at him. It's a glancing blow. It doesn't even really seem to affect him at all. Sloppy and LBJ, you notice the guy that was crumpled onto the floor is sort of scooting his way. He's moving around to the back behind the orc that is, directly facing you. So the orc that is that's facing both of you in melee. This guy is he's like sort of, crouching down and crawling around behind him. So
the guy's on all fours behind the orc now.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. And he's giving you a look and so
attack of opportunity.
Did the orcs act? Are we at initiative or
no? Orcs did not act.
Okay, so
no.
Then here we go. So
so bad.
We're gonna call. I'm gonna be fair, right? Odds 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be Sloppy. 4, 5, 6. It's gonna be LBJ. I am sorry, Sloppy. It's a 3. So you're all good.
Oh my god.
The other orc though, Keanu, is going to attack you. You came at him with the torch. That's a 9. We are all good. We are all good. Yep. So now initiative. Please win the initiative. We got
5.
2. Sorry. 2.
Okay. That is good to hear. So, seeing this guy behind the orc, I will. You know what? I'm just gonna smack him in the face with this mace. Maybe somebody else will push this orc over the thing, the person.
Intent.
All right. That is armor class 4.
I believe
I rolled 15.
Believe that is absolutely a hit. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. There we go. 5 on the die.
Okay, 5. Then that guy took 3 previously. So you smack him upside the head with this mace, and he looks dazed. Blood begins to like sort of gush from his ear. He is still standing, but he looks to be on death's door. LBJ, what do you want to do?
I growl back at him, by the way.
I'm gonna like charge him and then lean my shoulder in and like try to knock him over.
Okay, for sure.
I mean, is that an attack or is that going to be?
No, and I'm gonna leave it to you, right? Like that can either be a strength that can be a strength ability check, or that can be a dex ability check. You tell me.
Dex.
Okay.
Right. 3. I passed.
Okay, so you charge at this orc, as fast as you can, and because the guy is sort of like kneeling behind him, the orc does go over and is prone at this point. No damage is taken, but the orc is prone. Oron, what would you like to do?
So one orc is on the ground, the other one's still standing?
Yes, correct.
I will.
And unfortunately, the one that is still standing doesn't appear. I mean, he's hurt, right? He got hit with a glancing blow with a torch, but he doesn't. Other than that, he doesn't look too bad. So
I'll grab the spike and charge into it and try and stab this one in the thigh.
Okay.
Since swinging around ain't doing anything. 11.
You you rolled a straight 11 on the die.
No, that's 9 plus 11.
Okay.
9 plus 2 strength.
Okay, so unfortunately, you didn't do much better with the stabbing attack.
No, I didn't think I was going to.
Right. Okay, so Keanu, what are you doing?
Let's see if I can jam that torch in his face again.
Okay.
Burn, baby, burn.
Burn.
Disco Inferno.
Orcish Inferno.
That's horrible.
What did you roll?
I think that's a 9.
Yeah. Okay. So that is a miss. That basically you go to swing again, and he is able to duck out of the way of the torch, and he is clearly focused on you at this point. And it's unfortunately for you, it's his attack, right? Like the other orc basically takes his action to stand up. He is in a prone position now. He's getting up.
LBJ, you can stab him any day now.
So Keanu, you take 3 points of damage.
Oh my lord.
And that's going to be initiative.
All right. Please win 5, 6, 7.
5. So you act first.
I got to kill this guy on me. I have to. I am not going to do it. I rolled a 2.
2 is not going to do it. LBJ?
Yeah, I know. I'm dead. That was my last hurrah, probably.
I see him stand back up. He gets back up again, dazed.
Yeah, he gets back up and he's like, he's not like, he's kind of holding the side of his head, and he's bleeding profusely at this point.
It's time for you to die. And I'm going to stab him with the fork.
Okay.
Yes, with a 2. I do not do that.
I thought you did. You're yes,
he's like, yes. And I was like,
me.
No. Yeah.
God damn it. Jebediah the orc is going to kill me.
So LBJ goes to stab this orc with the fork, and
the orc again. It's like a Dr. Seuss rhyme.
Completely The orc with the fork. Yeah, right. Goes to stab the orc with the fork. Completely misses. Don't even know where LBJ was looking. I think blood got in his eyes or something. And really, just wasted an entire action. Oron, what do you want to do? You have a very angry orc that is in front of Keanu, ready to crush his skull like a little tiny bean.
Let's try and distract him again by stabbing him.
Okay.
Oh, okay. 14, so 16.
Okay, so you are at, so you just make it. And that's going to be D4 worth of damage.
2 + 2 is 4.
Nice. So you bring this down into his thigh. You sort of see the halfling reach up and stab it down into his thigh. He doesn't drop. He's definitely yelps in pain, and his attention is now focused on you. Keanu, what do you want to do at this point?
I'm going to I'm gonna see if I can get him one more time. Screw it. Oh man, I got a 15.
A 15?
Yeah.
Okay, well, one more and you would have been good. But unfortunately, you miss. Again, you're sort of like flailing with this. You're flailing with this torch as this creature is just in your face, spittle flying everywhere. That is going to bring us to the orc's turn. Okay, Sloppy, I'm sorry. The dice gods have proclaimed once again, and I roll a 2, so no worries there. Oh
my god!
The orc has turned his attention towards you because you've brought this hook down into his thigh, and so he swipes out with his mighty arm, and that's a 5, so that's a miss. That's going to bring us to initiative. Also, just so everyone is aware, you hear sound coming from the hallway that you had previously come down. It sounds to you like footsteps, grunting, growling, just angry death, coming toward you. So initiative round or initiative roll. Beat a 1.
5.
Oh, there you go. You beat a 1. So
I mean, I'll take it out however I can get. I don't care.
What do you want to do there, Sloppy?
Does it
run?
Does it sound like they can get here on this turn?
Roll a D4 for me.
Roll high.
Please.
3.
So it sounds like they're, it sounds like they're close. It's hard to tell, because of the echoes within the cavern, but
it's almost like the echoes might magnify the sound a little.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna hit this guy with the mace at least one more time next turn, and I'm gonna yell my last hurrah, guys, and then I'm running.
Okay.
And I'm glad I did that because that is a 19 armor class 0.
That is absolutely a hit.
Oh my god.
And that is a 6 on the die, damn it.
Tell me what that freaking looks like, Sloppy.
So I'm like, all right, guys, this is it. If this isn't it, I'm running. And I'm like, whack. And as I hit him, the claw goes through the eye, hooks his skull a little bit to the point where I have to twist it a little to pull it out. And as I'm doing this, his body drops. And I will say, grab the mace, and then I will prepare to run.
Nice.
I'm kind of saying that to Keanu because I think he's the only one maybe that can use it.
I'm going to grab the mace and turn to the other orc who is not paying attention to me and whack him.
Nice.
There you go.
There you go.
My rolls continue to suck. So.
We love you, Peter.
Well, you know what happened? There was sort of blood and eye ooze that was running down the mace, and it made it too slippery for you to actually make contact. Oron, this orc is now facing you. He basically has turned his attention away from Keanu and has turned his attention towards you. What would you like to do?
Is that spike still in his leg? Or can it still be in his leg?
It absolutely can be, yes.
I want to run around his legs, wrap the chain around it, and then start running back out, holding the chain to pull him out.
I freaking love that idea. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to give me a dex check on that, because that's brilliant.
11, and my dex is 14. So
okay.
yes.
So you see Oron sort of like run around. You see Oron run around this orc as the chain tightens, and he goes to run outside. Hold on, I just want to check something real quick. The orc tries to goes to try to free himself and falls, topples. He is now prone. And Oron is almost like kind of dragging him feet first. Keanu, what do? You see this happening before you.
So it said he's dragging him?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
He is a pretty strong halfling.
Well, what for giggles, we'll try to hit him with the torch again.
Okay.
Jeez, that's an 8. Oh, Lord.
Okay, so you go to strike him with the torch. He's kind of writhing and rolling on the ground, trying to free himself. You essentially, he is prone at this point. So give me an initiative roll. If you win, you guys, you're getting free actions, right? Like he is tied up at this point. So initiative roll.
Oh, sorry, I was adjusting my headphones.
Need a 3.
I got a 4, so perfect.
Okay, so Oron, it's sort of wrapped around his legs, and you're dragging him forward. Everyone else can kind of see this. He is prone. He cannot attack at this point, although his arms are free. And you see him. He's kind of writhing and rolling, trying to get himself free. What would you like to do?
I just keep dragging him, trying to drag him outside.
Okay.
So they can try and stump a mud hole as I'm moving along.
Sloppy, what would you like to do? Keep in mind you don't have your mace any longer.
No, yeah, I do. I have mine.
LBJ
he grabbed the one
mace
off the floor.
Understood. Yep.
I am going to smack this prone orc on the floor.
Okay.
That's probably not good enough. That is armor class 5.
Unfortunately, that just misses. So Peter, what would you like to do? Or I'm sorry, LBJ, what would you like to do?
I will follow suit and try to hit this guy.
Okay. I'm just picturing this in my mind. He's sort of dragging him
and
riding, and you guys are like
right into the dirt.
It's like whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was just very.
I threw my whole body into that one too. Like I went all the way down to the floor, whole body and all, swinging at him.
Not even close.
Okay, so definitely whack-a-mole. Keanu, what do you do?
I'm gonna try to barbecue him.
Okay.
Come on. Oh yes. I got a 20.
Wonderful. So that's going to be 6 plus whatever you roll.
That's 6 plus whatever I roll. You said that was So it'll be.
You rolled a 5?
No, I rolled a 2.
Okay, so 6, so it'll be 8.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, and he already had 2 points of damage. Tell us what that looks like.
As he's getting dragged out, you see Sloppy trying to hit him with the mace and everything like that. And basically, I just had enough. I'm just flustered, and I just jam that torch right down into his mouth and just jam it in hard until that flame just starts burning into his back of his throat.
Nice. So you smell cooked orc and burnt, literally burnt orc flesh and hair as
orc brain.
He just rams this. He rams the torch, into the orc's open mouth. The orc sort of like shakes a little bit and then just stops and goes still. The sound coming up the corridor begins echoing even louder, and you see the flickering flame as it's coming up. What would you guys like to do?
Run.
Run.
Okay. So
rip that chain out of the leg and let's go.
So you're running for the exit?
Yes.
Okay. And you exit out of the cave. Standing at the cave entrance, literally just 5 feet before the cave entrance, you see a hooded figure, dark black robe with a hood up, with Anya and the other woman that were there, and the hooded figure sort of has one arm around each of them.
Can we see his face?
You cannot see his face, no. Or her face, or its face.
Do the women look like they're in distress?
No, the women look oddly calm. They in fact they are almost looking thankful, at peace, really calm. Like everything is okay now.
But they were brought back to the cave.
Well, they're standing there. There's a hooded figure with an arm around each, standing out in front of the cave. Yeah. As you all sort of, run out.
I go to hit the guy in the face with my mace.
Okay. Give me first of all, give me an initiative roll, right?
That is 4.
Give me an attack roll.
That is just a straight 10.
Okay.
So armor class 9.
You go to hit the person in the hood with or the person with a hood in the face. Miss, probably because shock, not expecting to see something right in front of you. And at that moment the hooded figure reaches up and pulls the hood back, and you recognize him immediately as Caleb Hahn, the prelate of St. Cuthbert from the Keep. And that's where we'll end.
Thank you guys for watching. We will be back. Did we say we would do this bi-weekly? I don't remember what we had said. I forgot.
I'm good bi-weekly. I'm good monthly. I'm good, I don't know, yearly, which is what we seem to be on.
So we can't do bi-weekly. That'd be Christmas Eve.
Okay.
For now. But we could do January 7th. So if that works for everybody else, then we will be back on January 7th. We'll post it on social media, guys. If this is your first time, smash the subscribe button, give us a like, and we'll see you guys next time. Check everyone out on their channels. Roll Stats, BN Drake, over on Twitter. Go check them out there. BN Drake's YouTube channel. Roll Stats doesn't do YouTube anymore, he says, even though I'm still trying to twist his arm. Yeah, and we'll see you guys next time. Game on.
Thanks all.
Yeah.
All right.